Thank you for attending this training module. In this session, we'll be working on an African mask. If you are watching this module, it is assumed that you have already watched the video module number 1. If you have not yet done so, please stop here and watch module number 1 video first. Thank you. First, I will click on the photos. This will help me to identify appealing aspects of the product and describe it accurately. I can leave this window open while I continue working so that I can refer back to it if I want. The first field we must complete is the title field. You'll note that in the region name field, a couple of rows down, our Ghana staff has entered their own product name. You may choose to use that name or not. It is up to you. However, the name sounds intriguing and will likely have some cultural or linguistic interest, so I will use it. First, I must use the title check link to make sure that the title Isioma is not already in use. I click on Title Check, which opens a new window, and I paste the title I want to use in the blank field and click on Submit. The query will return a hit count, which will tell you if there are any items using that title already. If there are products with the same title, it may be okay as long as they are in a different product category. If the query does yield some hits, it will provide a link so that you can review those items that have the same title. If the other items are in different categories, it is fine to use the title on the mask that we are working on. In this case, there are no matches, so the title is free to use. Now I will format my title. The formula for almost all products is to provide the material and type of item, followed by a comma and the title we have chosen in single quotes. For African masks, we always use African as the first word in the title. So you have African plus the material being used and the type of item, a comma, and then the title in single quotes. Next, we need to enter the proper name. This is going to be the title we just chose without the single quotes, so you can just copy and paste. Moving down to size info, we can see that there is only one line. Because it is obvious that the dimensions provided are for the mask, it is not necessary to provide a label for that size entry. Next, we come to mats or materials. We generally list materials in order of prevalence or importance. We do not include things like paint or varnish or any hardware that might come with the item. If you're listing wood, it's important to always list the type of wood. When I'm done with the materials, I can move on to the long description. This is where we will create a well-written, appealing paragraph about the product, perhaps including how it was made, the artisan's inspiration for the item, the cultural or historical significance, and any particularly unique or desirable features. To do this, it can help to click on the blue Region Product Info link. This is all of the information about the product that has been compiled by our Ghana team. Reading about the crafting process, we can see that the item is hand-carved. This is appealing, so we may use it in the long description. In the next field of the region product information, we have some more details about the item. Reading through the information, I do not learn much except that it is the artisan's own design and that the word Isioma means good luck in the Igbo language. These are both interesting details that can be used in the long description. The remaining fields have little or nothing in them, but as we can see in field 7, this item is intended to be hung on the wall. So returning to our LD field, I will write a paragraph about this product that will hopefully appeal to our customers. So I've entered my long description, and what I've chosen to write is hand-carved from local Seze wood. This mask is adorned with embossed aluminum plates and colorful recycled glass beads. The mask is the original design of Ghanaian artisan Musa Abdallah, who names it Isioma, or good luck in the Igbo language. The artisan finishes it with applications of local clay, giving the mask the appearance of a prized artifact. Now that I've finished with my long description, I can move on to the short description. This field should be a well-flowing description that is keyword-rich, and it should be changed up as much as possible from one product to the next for search engine optimization purposes. All the words in this field should be in title case, and you should use as much of the 60-character limit that you can. So I have entered artisan crafted, hand-carved, beaded Seze wood mask. The next field is the eBay title. We list many products on eBay as well as on our own website, so we need to create an eBay title that is keyword-rich and appealing. Do not use punctuation and use as much of the 80-character field limit as possible. Beneath the eBay title, you see a link that says Related. If the product you are working on has related items linked to it, you will see that here. For example, if an artisan made the same scarf design in 3 different colors, they should be linked as related items in our system. Related items can be useful as they can help ensure consistency in our titles and descriptions, and can also be a time saver as we can often leverage certain info to use on the related item. In this case, we have 0 related items. Now we come to bullets. Here we select from a menu of product details that are pertinent to the product. If I click on the blue link, it opens the bullets window. Now from the bullet drop-down window, you can select bullet type. You can choose from a number of categories, or you can just choose to view all. For an African mask, we always indicate whether it is intended to be hung on a wall or placed on a table. For African masks, I also like to add a disclaimer about the item being handcrafted, because these items can vary quite a bit from one to the next. And finally, for an item like this that has sort of a rustic, rugged finish, I like to include that information as well. So now we've added our bullets to the product, and we can just close this window when we're finished. Our final task is next, the aspects. Aspects will categorize the product appropriately so that customers browsing our website can locate it using filters. The product category should already be pre-filled, so here we see it as masks, which is correct. You will not use all aspects for all items. Many are not relevant. Available aspects will vary based on the specific product category. For masks, we have function as an aspect, and here we will indicate whether the mask is to be hung on a wall or displayed on a table. In this case, it would be hung on a wall. Gender, in this case, is not relevant. If the item were intended specifically for use by a male or female, as with clothing, we would indicate that here. Material should always be entered for all products. You can choose more than one material, but there should only be one primary material. You will designate primary or secondary by clicking on that word. Here I would enter wood as a material and leave it as the primary material. I'm also going to choose aluminum since we have aluminum plates on the item, but I'm going to make that the secondary product, secondary material. The next aspect is theme. You will enter a theme for many products, but it does not really apply for this mask. The next aspect after that is tribe. You would only choose a tribe here if it was very clear from the region description that the mask was a reproduction of a specific tribal mask design. In this case, the region indicated that it was the artisan's own design, so that would not apply. The remaining aspects do not apply here, except for color, where I will choose brown. Just close this window when you're done with the aspects. You don't need to save anything. At this point, our work should be complete. However, I will quickly read over my titles and long description to make sure that I have not made any errors. When I feel confident that the PID is complete, I will change the product status to Ready and click on Process at the top or bottom of the page. A spell check is run automatically, and it may turn up items that are not in the English language. If so, you can just click on Ignore. Once the spell check is complete, the item will be submitted for approval, and you're finished.